Hello, my name is Ingra with a Y, and I'm here today to talk about a movie. And this movie is a representation of how we live our lives, how we give our power away, and how we're programmed to do all these things unbeknownst to us. I don't watch movies so much for content as I watch movies for messages, information that I normally would not get through maybe a book, but movies are very special. Let me tell you why. Let's go to the movie The Giver. The Giver is a movie that is about authority figures. You are assigned a job and emotions are the problems. Those three major things. The figures that we give our authority to, because somewhere along the line, someone informed us that what we think and believe about ourselves is not right, but that someone else knows better than us, which is absolutely not right. So here's something I want you to think about. Most authority figures that you may have had your eyes on, saying that this person has some talent or ability that I'm interested in, then you find out somewhere down the line, this individual is dirty as fuck. This individual is not a good person to give honor to. And so that's not good either. Then we have the little boxes that they put us in because we have jobs that are assigned to us, because you were born in a certain country with certain type of parents. There's these expectations that are placed on you based on your ethnicity, your age, your health. The color of your skin should never matter in any of these things, but anyhow, these restrictions are placed on us, and people wonder why we're not happy. We're not happy because we're not doing the things that bring us joy. And not only are we not doing the things that bring us joy, but we have this small group of people who are dictating our lives. That shit is not good. I'm sorry, I curse a lot. If you're one of those folks that are offended, I do apologize, but maybe the channel's not for you, or maybe I will cut back some. But for now, this is where we're at. So again, authority figures, jobs. For instance, let's think about this. Who owns most of the gas stations in the United States? I'm not going to say, it'll just come to you. How about who does the manicures, pedicures, and all those things here in the United States? Who owns the corner stores in your community? Not the people that live there, right? So my thing is that there's these systems that are put in place to continue a cycle that's never ending. And that cycle continues to grow and get bigger as some people branch out, create more boxes, and for more circles and cycles. And so in order to get out of those things, you have to wake up. A lot of these people think that this is bullshit, that it's another one of those guru things. You can stay asleep. It's quite all right. We're not mad at any of you because we love you. And like me, there are many of us who have laid the foundation. There are many who laid the foundation and the groundwork for me. And because of that, I now lay down a foundation or build on a foundation for others. Each person that comes into their own knowingness, knowing oneself, comes to bring to the world a gift, a talent, ability to help raise up consciousness. That's what this is all about. This is not about some form of another religion or another belief system. Those are harming. But consciousness, takes you from those stages that are down here and brings you up. So we all tend to start in a place from the womb to present day. We have to travel through some form of belief or religion. That's the start. And that tends to be two-dimensional. Up, down, yes, no, hot, cold, you're right, I'm wrong, yes, no, two-dimensional in a 3D world. Then we go, oh my gosh, I'm awakened. Woo-hoo, yes, this is amazing. That's spirituality, which I, in my understanding of it, the way that I practice it, I guess you can say, or my knowing of it, is spirituality is metaphysics. So you're creating, you're structuring your own life, and you are, this is a good one. A lot of people probably have done this one. You have the parking angel kind of thing. And I said I wouldn't say anything that other people say, but who initiated? Who knows? We're all one. But anyhow, so that's the spirituality. That's where people come in and they're awakened and they become creators. And the first things they start creating is stuff. It's things. It's the stuff I've never had. I want that house. I want that car. I want the girl. I want the money. I want all these things. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So that's tends to be the beginning phase. And it's a good thing. It really, there's no one way to get to where you want to go. But when we start moving into consciousness, now that's master status. That's where you're creating big stuff. Love becomes the greatest draw for you in every moment of your day. It's all about love. It is, you fall in love with oneself first, and in loving yourself very well. I mean, like, it takes me sometimes longer to get dressed because I'm having a love moment, and it is like so amazing that even stretching, when I wake up in the morning and I'm stretching, there's this feeling of love that comes over me, and there's this appreciation between me and my body. And as we're melding with the spirit and the body are melding together, becoming more wholesome and not rejecting, there's this amazing combination of love that happens throughout. So it takes me a little while to get dressed sometimes, and this is real. This is really real, and it's not a joke. It's not something that I can make up. And for each person, it's different. So on the conscious level, we're talking quantum physics. All along, we're unaware that we are creating our reality through our perception. So many of us have heard those words, but this is the part where we are now. We did the BC thing, we did the AD thing, and as of 2012, we're in a whole new energy. And yet we have people who still want to be controlled by authority figures. They want to have their assigned jobs, even though they're miserable on all kinds of pills and drinking doing unhealthy shit. So then they come in and say, well, your emotions are a problem. We need to turn that off. This is in the giver. Emotions is the problem. That's what's causing all this craziness in the world. Well, that's not true. But what is true is that you are, we are, I am a magnificent creature. I'm a magnificent being. I am majestic. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And we all, everyone that's here on this planet, which is amazing to me, we all have come here for a purpose. We literally raise our hand and go, can I go? Because I would like to have this experience. So what quantum physics does It takes the individual from a state of things, wanting stuff, creating stuff, to creating in a higher vibration of beingness, and that love that literally affects everyone that comes within your energy. You can walk into a room or a space and people pause. They literally pause because there is a new energy that walked into the room or into the space. And because you are light and you are love, this has nothing to do with ego. And ego's not a bad thing either, but this has nothing to do with ego. This has to do with master consciousness, master level energy. There's a consciousness that's on such a high vibration that the very presence or essence of you, the cells that permeate your body, and that energy is felt by people when you walk in. You know what I mean. It's when you walk into a place and you can tell when somebody's pissed off and everybody's got a look on their face. It's the energy. You don't even have to see the face. You can feel the energy. This is not different from that. So, again, we're going to say the authority figures. This is from the movie The Giver. It's a great movie to watch. So watch the movie The Giver, because I want you to see how subtle and how freely sometimes we give our power away because we think someone else can handle our lives better than we can. And then they tell you that as well. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you to take back your power. And I'm going to do my best to tell you how to do that. So, we have authority figures, we have assigned jobs, and then they're telling us that our emotions are a problem in this movie, specifically in The Giver. Robots. There's no kissing, which is very natural. There's no touching, which is very natural. There's no hugging. They have babies. Women are assigned to have babies. That's a whole nother, how can I say it, YouTube channel right there. At what point, for those of you who practice Christianity, because this is specific to Christians or those who are in that belief or religion, in Genesis, it talks about God giving Christians or believers free will. Free will. But yet, when I use my free will, I get judged for it. I'm called a sinner for using my free will. Why is that? Why am I being judged for using the power that Creator gave to me to be on this planet while I'm here, to learn how to return to self by the experiences that I have, the decisions that I make? And we don't give each other a chance to either climb up through or to peel back the layers of the things that we don't like about ourselves, which is not a good thing to feel, because we're so amazing. There's no reason for us not to like things about ourselves, but because of the consciousness of the majority, we tend to take on the roles and the beliefs of other people or those who are indoctrinating us into a system. This is what happens when you get to the quantum physics level, consciousness. You don't need anyone to tell you what to do. You don't even have to work hard. I'm one of the laziest people I know. And I'm very successful in my own way. I don't compare myself to anyone else's success, but I'm very successful in my own way because I live in a place of happiness, peace, and joy. My everyday, I would say 95 to 98% of my life, my day is amazing. Out of 365 days out of the year, I may get 5 days but I'm like, motherfucker. But we give our power away based on traditions that are outdated or antiquated. When someone tells you that your attire is inappropriate based on whose ideology, I was visiting someone and I was informed that the pajamas that I was wearing in my house, the shorts were too short. 3 women. My shorts were too short for her mother-in-law in my house. There are no men here. How could my shorts be too short? I'm not even in panties and bras, but when we go to a beach, there's lots of women in panties and bras in the form of a bathing suit, the top piece and the bottom piece. We get caught up in, it's only appropriate for the beach. We get caught up in, because I won't, then therefore you shouldn't. You're not my authority figure. I bow down to no man. No man do I bow down to. I honor my brothers and sisters worldwide because we're all one. I honor their journey, but I bow down to no one. I acknowledge no one above me. No one is more important than me. Because if I make anyone or anything more important than me, then I forget myself. And now I'm back over here with authority figures. I can't go back. I can't have people assigning me jobs and telling me what I would be good at based on some science. I can't have, when I'm having an emotional time, because I'm in a growth spurt, that my emotions are a problem. Does any of that make sense to you? Sorry about that. Does any of that make sense to you? When we understand who we are, we can break free from the many boxes, and they can be as small as this and as big as whatever, a house, a zoo, whatever. When you've had enough and you hope for something else, if you just from the heart, cry out to whatever it is that you believe in. I don't care, because it knows who you're referring to. It knows what you're talking about. The whole universe knows, except for us. I'm not going to say the MF word, except for us. We're the only ones that don't know, because it's part of the contract. Part of the contract to come here to the planet Earth is that you must forget who you are. You must forget where you came from. And then there's the journey, the return to self. And that journey is honored. There is no angry God. There are angry human beings behaving as if they are gods, or angry human beings wishing God would punish people a certain way, or there are angry human beings who have experienced something that is traumatic to where they want others to suffer because they've suffered. And it goes on and on. But then there are those who at some point, which is my hope that I would say something to you, that it would cause you to desire with intent something more magical, something amazing, something that's full of joy and light and laughter, those things. Those things. That's the God of my understanding. That's the spiritual family of my understanding. Hey, Ingra, spiritual realm. Is there any request today? Absolutely. More love. More love. And while you're at it, could you please send someone who can help me put together all this stuff that I have for my YouTube channel? So since I don't know how to do it, this is where we're at. Can I share something with you before I go back to this? I had 2 opportunities in the past to speak in public because I love public speaking. I do. It is like, I just feel like someone else steps into my body, takes over and go, woo, yes. Anyhow, 2 opportunities. And in both occasions, I was not ready. This YouTube channel was supposed to hit, I believe, July 6th. And because I had messed up those other 2 times, I was in a form of fear. Not only was I in a form of fear, and I didn't realize it started affecting my body, because I started judging myself. And judging is the worst thing that you can do to yourself, because when you judge yourself, you judge others. So, and I was judging myself. I felt inadequate, and I felt not ready. And so I told my love, I said, I have to get on my bike today, and I need to ride, and I have to have dialogue with Source Energy. I need to know what's blocking me. Why am I so exhausted? Because I know it has nothing to do with my eating habits or lack of exercise, none of those things. It had something to do that was on the spiritual realm that's affecting my life. And so I knew I had a block. And so that was my block. Because of 2 failures of what I consider, my love doesn't like this, but I consider to be failures were not. They were opportunities for me to know what works and what doesn't work for me, to know what it felt like, and to know how other people feel. I tend to be, at times, highly wrapped up in myself because I really do love myself. But there's times that I cannot see beyond my own thoughts. And so I have given Spirit access to all that I am, and I don't withhold any parts of myself from God or from the spiritual realm. And it must always be in love, compassion, and benevolence, because that is what I practice, that is what I believe. I believe in love, compassion, and benevolence, and towards myself first and then others. So I nurture myself. But there's those times when I cannot see because I go in blindly, and I don't want to hear what someone else has to say because I had been harmed by religion. I spent 25 years there, and I had a lot of judgment. I had a lot of things that I could not do. I could never wear anything like this. Are you kidding me? You're showing your navel? What? Are you kidding me? This is me. This is my favorite outfit to wear. Grocery store, out to clubs, dancing, whatever. I don't care. Parties. This is what I like to wear. Even when I go to school. Classes. Yes, I do. So with that said, the recreating of oneself now. That's quantum physics. That's consciousness. That's that higher self expressing itself. And no one gets to tell you what it looks like. There's no judgment on the other side of the veil. There isn't any. Jesus said, The curtain was ripped in twain, and all now have access to boldly go before the throne. But this is what I have found. That because of traditions and cultures and things of that sort, we stop before it. Because we've been taught by our parents and our grandparents, this neighbor, teachers, all these people that affect our lives and our thought processes. They inform us on how to be, and they don't know how to be free. There's a difference. There's being what someone else thinks you should be, then there's being free to be oneself. And so to boldly go before the throne of God, of all creation, of all that is, whether you're atheist or agnostic, don't matter. Because you can worship yourself if you want to. Don't matter. Or worship nothing. Doesn't matter. But the thing is, love is the thing that moves everything to where the world is affected in such a positive way. You have no idea, unless you ask for the experience to experience that knowing, but to the effect that smiling, laughter, dancing, singing, all the things that make you want to twirl and dance, those things affect the atmosphere. That energy goes out. If your focus is on the negative, that energy also goes out. But it affects you first. And then all those around you. And you wonder why your body is sick. You are magnificent. You are royalty. You don't need anyone to tell you who to be or how to be. You don't need an authority figure. Make up your mind. Make a decision. And ask your higher self. Give permission to yourself to be free from the dogmas of man. And I promise you, you will walk into love and light in a way that you never have. And here's the great thing. It's not going to take you as long as it took me, because there's so many people awakening every day and expressing this. Not only expressing, they're feeling it. The energy is going out. Things are happening much faster than any other time. So, will you take my hand and join me on this journey of love, compassion, and benevolence, caring, forgiveness, and forgiving, nurturing, happiness, peace and joy, serenity. Will you, as I have, join hands with Creator, Source Energy, the I Am, the great I Am, with your higher self, with the ancestors, with love, with compassion? Will you join and take our hands to set yourself free? All you have to do is give permission. In love, compassion, and benevolence do I open myself up to receive from all that is. Anything that is not of love, compassion, benevolence, I completely and totally reject. Therefore, nothing that is not in your favor, in your good, can come into your energy. And as you grow in trust and in love, you will find that these things will multiply and expand in your life. You will know it, and you will know it. You are great, and you are greatness forever and ever, an eternity. Namaste. I honor your journey.